Rain's falling at the Rizal Memorial Stadium, all set for drama here in the PFL as we kick off our third match of our triple header on this Super Sunday, and we are capping things off in style with Davao Aguilas taking on the defending champions Kaya FC Iloilo in what is expected to be a massive game here in Manila. So glad you could join us, Jing Hamlang and Jed Diamante, getting set for this huge match between these two teams that finished in the top 4 in the previous campaign. It's expected to be a great game. What are your expectations for this one, Jed?
Definitely Kaya. They finished top last year, and with Davao they finished 4th. But again, Davao has a strong team, so I think they're also a contender. They're still part of the elite teams, so to speak, for the PFL. So it's definitely an interesting matchup today. And
both kicking off their campaigns. This is their first match of the season. Meanwhile, our league table starting to shape up already with Dynamic Herb Cebu at the top with 6 points. Stallion Laguna with a big win today over Gig, so that means they are at 6 points as well. Meanwhile, for Kaya and Davao, they are still waiting to play their first matches, and what a statement it would be to get a victory over the other. There's certainly a lot on the line for these two teams at their very first outing in this season of the PFL. So let's dive in real quick on Davao. So much to talk about in these two teams. Davao, of course, have retooled quite a bit, and yun nga, surprise package sila last season. They finished 4th after their return to the league, and it raised a lot of eyebrows, and they were expected to push on to the next level. Pero ang laki ng pagbabago dito, Jed. They lost Daisuke Sato, they lost Shoma Sato. A lot of their Japanese influence has left, but they've retooled in a big way.
Before anything else, I'd like to greet all those from the Mindanao. Maayong gabi sa inyong tanan. I myself am from Davao, so
of course.
Davao Aguilas is the only team from Mindanao, so it brings pride to us. Well, anyway, Davao Aguilas has retooled in their roster. So Paulo Bugas and Troy Limbo has returned to the club, and moving from Manila Digger is Salifu Jata.
Yeah.
And now there's an interesting thing about the lineup for Davao Aguilas, because coming from last season they were going Japanese, now they're going Brazilian. A lot of the foreign players are from Brazil, so that's an interesting match. There's an interesting thing to see as well in their start this season.
And of course, talagang pagmamasdan natin kung ano naman yung ipapakita ng Brazilian influence itong Davao. A lot of interesting names on their team sheet, but until they go out onto the pitch, we really don't know what to expect from this side. But we expect, of course, from Coach Aber Rusgal, that same solidity, that same discipline and organization. But how is it going to translate as they try to move on to the next level against the defending champions? Certainly going to be a very good test. Meanwhile, kung lilipat naman tayo sa Kaya FC Iloilo, sabi nga natin, defending champions, back-to-back champions at that. But do they have what it takes to continue this run of good form? It's been difficult on the continental stage for them in recent weeks, but domestic campaigns are a completely different proposition. And when you look at their lineup, grave, it's still very much stacked. And of course, they welcome back one of their key players, and they have a new goalkeeper at the helm as well.
Yeah, I think Daizo Horikoshi's return, I think they will look at this as the cover for Harvey Gayoso, who left the team, and leaving with Harvey are 23 goals.
Right.
So this is something that it is a patch that you have to fill. And really interesting how Kaya will move forward with this new lineup.
Oh, it's such a big test here with Davao. But we do have an opportunity now to turn you over pitch side with Andrea Endisho.
This might be the first game of Kaya Iloilo for PFL this season, but actually they have been busy traveling and competing internationally for the past few days. Actually, just this Thursday, they competed against Sydney FC, but unfortunately, that match ended with a loss. And Coach Yu Hoshide mentioned that with everything that has been happening with their team and their very busy schedule, most of his players are not just physically, but mentally drained as well. Defensively, he says that he is all good with the team's performance, but on the offensive side, that is the part where they are lacking. And with the departure of one of their main men, RV Gayoso, who is now in Cambodia, the question remains for Kaya Iloilo of who will be the next lead scorer, and that we will find out. Gentlemen?
Thank you so much, Andrea, and that is a huge question mark on the side of Kaya. Who is going to take up the 23 goals that left with Harvey Gayoso? Daiso Horikoshi, will he be enough? And will Robert Lopez Mendy be able to rediscover his shooting form? We will find out in this match, at least get a glimpse in a huge test against Davao Aguilas UMak. It is a fantastic matchup that we have on our hands, and action just around the corner. Let's welcome Davao and Kaya. It's going to be Mick John Pineda in the middle, assisted by Ismael Pasion, Hussein Mag-Usara, and Jesus Abogado on the sideline. The two captains on your screen, Dini Uatara and Ori Menzi of Kaya. Dini Uatara now a veteran with Davao and clearly seen as a leader within the squad. And we saw in the quick team photo earlier on that Davao has added a lot of size onto their lineup. We saw Salifu Jata, who was considered a giant last season, towering over everybody. Well, yung backline nila of Pliego, Lopez, Rice, all massive individuals. And you're going to have Uriel Delapo up top alongside Jata and Conclaves. So it's going to be a very interesting situation that we look at here for Davao. We'll see how it translates when they take the pitch here in just a little bit. Some veterans in OJ Clarino, of course. Paulo Bugas returns to their lineup, so malaking bagay yan para sa kanila. And Uriel Delapo, fresh from his stint with the national team, and Cartalarok there as well. A lot of familiar names in this starting 11 para kay Coach Yu Hoshide. The only difference is the return of Daiso Horikoshi, and Marwin Angeles is going to be anchoring the midfield. Patrick Dato also amongst those that have been added. What a huge addition to their squad. A veteran of the Philippines Football League, but also a long-time player in Thailand. Is coming back here, also from national team duty. So you have a very quality goalkeeper in between the net. And grabe, when you look at the quality on the pitch, there's so much from both teams.
Yeah, and that's why it's very interesting to see the matchup, because it's a great counterparts, both of the local players and the foreign players. So it's great seeing the local players also leading the games here.
And here we are underway at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. Kaya versus Davao. Jeng Hamlang and Jed Diamante calling the action for you. We'll be checking in with Andrea Indisho a little later on, who joins us pitch side. Team that has been together for many years. Itong Kaya FC Iloilo. Of course, they had a fresh inclusion of foreign players in Kaishu Yamazaki, Eric Esso in the last several months. And Daiso Horikoshi also returning. Yamazaki getting it into the middle. Robert Lopez Mendy denied. So, ang interesting dito, Jed, how has the continental affairs of Kaya affected them? Nabanggit nga ni Andrea that there has been a toll not just physically but mentally, and you'd have to expect also emotionally that it hasn't been very successful in the Champions League 2 as well as in the ASEAN competition that is the Shopee Cup. So it's been 4 defeats on the bounce after winning the title. You've gone on to play 4 games, 4 difficult matches, lahat talo, at ngayon magsisimula na ang defense ng title domestically. How do you think papasok sila sa laro na to? What kind of mindset will they have?
Well, Jing, as competitive athletes, it really hurts, or parang it really sucks, for the lack of better term, to lose. And I think I think they're looking towards this game as like a confidence booster. I think that's what they want to get out of it. Try to find their footing, try to get their confidence back, try to get the flow going between the players. Hopefully, when they get the confidence from this, it will be a booster towards their next games internationally.
So in that regard, so important for Kaya to get a good result today because they do have continental action interspersed throughout the season. Meanwhile, for Davao, sila naman ay nag-aambisyon na makapasok sa ganyang klase mga competitions, and they want to take that next step. No, they came back into the league and did well in the cup initially, and people felt kaya ba nila yan over a longer period of time, and they showed, even with a lovely ball there from Salif Ujata. Slight cause for bother for the back line of Kaya. They found themselves rooted to the spot.
I think what both teams are doing early on here is they're trying to stretch the defense. As what I mentioned in the previous games, in the first few minutes, first 10-15 minutes, is when you try to feel your opponent because you're not sure how compact they're gonna be in the defense. Ano ba yung play nila? Will they be holding a mid block, low block, or high block? So in the first few minutes, that's when you try to stretch the pitch wide, stretch the pitch, the depth of the pitch, and try to look for those gaps. And I think that's what both teams are doing here. They're more or less playing a little bit more direct, especially since the momentum and the nerves are still there. Kumbaga, let's burn the first win to get a second win.
Right. And Salif Ujata playing a little bit wider here for Davao. Led the line for Manila Digger last year. Great touch from Horikoshi. He's been cleaned out by OJ Clarino, who's never pulled out of a challenge. Always 100% committed. And it's a welcome back to the PFL for Daizo Horikoshi. After a brief spell in Thailand, ito nga pala yun.
They're playing a little bit more direct. What a touch by him, but definitely, I think what Clarino was thinking, if this guy goes through, then it's going to be a problem for us. So you're not coming through. I'm not going to let you through. This is what you get. And this is my presence. You're not going to get through me.
Yeah. Konting pakilala din ulit dito para kay Daizo Horikoshi mula kay OJ Clarino. We're going to be on the same side together.
Kumbaga, I'm going to make you work. Yan yung sinasabi niya.
Message sent. Daizo Horikoshi, siya na rin mismo ang interesadong kumuha ng free kick na to. If he's able to shake off this pain he's feeling right now on his lower back, Jan Beliza, another option. And look at how gigantic this back line is for Davao. Horikoshi's ball, easily cleared.
As you were mentioning, the size, the presence definitely is felt. Well, visually from us, coming from the outside, nakita natin na, kumbaga, it's a question of how will Kaya break this defense down throughout the game? That's a question that probably they're asking as well. They're trying to test out, those early deliveries to the side. I haven't seen them try to go through the middle. Those are some things that they're gonna have to get a feel of in these minutes.
Lovely touch to keep the ball there from Dalapo. Unable to keep the momentum going, but that's a promising sign from Uriel Dalapo, who's getting a start today to start off the season. Was an impact player last season at mukhang na-upgrade na siya ni Coach Aber. Didn't want to take any chances. Straight out para kay Salvador Pliego. Kita natin, no, hanggang balikat lang si Robert Lopez Mendy dito kay Pliego.
And Lopez Mendy is known to be a target person.
Yes.
Let's see if Kaya thinks of trying to go through the back or through the sides. That's what we're going to find out today.
So many questions to be answered. They can only be answered within these 90 minutes.
Kaya is playing a little bit high in defense. Getting each man. Kumbaga naka-man to man sila ngayon lahat. They're not giving any spaces for Davao.
Able to spin away. And the recovery is a clear foul. Barging in from behind was Odi Menzi.
Strict duty foul from the captain.
Gabriel able to find a bit of room. Cleverly puts his body in between the ball and the man. And draws the foul.
Nothing else the captain could do there because it was two players from Davao who had a breakaway. That was a decisive duty foul for him, which gives Davao an opportunity here.
Bugas with the delivery. Plenty to aim for inside the box. They made the connection, but the header was off target. Early warning shot mula sa Davao Aguilas.
Buka's delivery was pinpoint as well. Just didn't get the ball that much on the header.
Menzi advancing. Munti na makuha ni Salif Ujata. Horikoshi. Overlapping run mula kay Casambre. Nobody home for Kaya. See the intention from the left back. He's got license to bomb forward.
A lot of fluidity sa laro ng Kaya. I think they're not playing positions, they're playing responsibilities. Whenever a slot is open, somebody has to take over. They all have the license to take part in the attack and defense.
Casambre just lofting that in. Not the best connection mula kay Moon Chun Su. That one's hacked wide for a corner kick, the first of the match. Daizo may short option with Janjan Meliza. Pero mukhang interesado siyang ipasok sa loob ng box. Bugas making sure he shadows Meliza. Ball heads in. And it's headed away. Talarok battling with Angeles. Look at these two sides. We said Kaya have a lineup that has been steady and consistent throughout the years. Davao, a lot of the same local players that you will see from last season, barring of course Paulo Bugas, but he played with them in the cup, so not really a stranger to them in their system. Sapal, Talarok, Dalapo, lahat yan mga players na kilalang kilala ni Coach Aber. Kasama nitong si OJ Clarino.
What I'm interested to see is how Paulo Bugas will be orchestrating the middle, because the last time he was playing with the Davao Aguilas, that's exactly what he was doing. Masterfully, passing the ball around, dictating the pace, dictating the momentum, the direction of the team. And with new players on the team sheet, let's see if he can bring that same class in the middle.
Conversation being had here between Mick John Pineda and the forward Costa Gabriel. Parang mid-length socks lang kasi itong si Gabriel.
And playing in turf, no? Isang hulog lang, sakit talaga. Depends on the fall as well. Just like another collision there between Clarino and Daiso.
We've just crossed 10 minutes here, and Daiso Horikoshi has taken 2 strong hits already mula kay OJ Clarino.
Seems like OJ is not giving him any space or at least confidence to maneuver.
Nabagsakan pa ni OJ yung hita nitong si Daiso Horikoshi. It's going to be a bruising affair on this near side between these two players.
It's going to be a long day for both of them.
OJ Clarino doesn't shy away from the physicality of a game. And getting some attention is the forward, Gabriel. It looks like nagkasugat kasi. Dahil nga mababa yung socks. Nasugatan, konting turf burn. And of course, when there's blood, it needs to be dealt with. So for the time being, 10 men muna dito ang Davao. Jata sliding into the middle. Progressing forward. Casambre looking to get it back to Horikoshi. Intentions were well read. Ball is still in play. Mendy knocks it on. Chance for Angeles. Bounced up nicely for the midfielder. Off target in the end, but he hit it sweetly.
Kaya was able to, kumbaga, they passed through the middle, but gave an outlet pass to the side. Ball was still in play, so Marco Casambre gave that cross, a little touch by Mendy. Just not the contact that Angeles wanted.
Medyo nasa ilalim lang siya ng bola. But space there for Marwin Angeles to exploit. And Davao. Last season, they finished second in terms of goals allowed. So they only conceded 6 goals last season. But offensively, perhaps they weren't quite the free scoring team, but they're getting a corner kick here. The only team that was better than them defensively ay yung kalaban nila ngayong araw.
And I think they were just a few points shy of getting the second place in last year's season.
That's right. 4 points lang. Paulo Bugas nakakuha ng connection kanina from the free kick. Can he do so again from the corner? Delivery is deep. Looking for Jata. Got his head to it. Kaya able to clear. Meliza completing the clearance.
2v2 transition.
Needed to make sure he got connection with that. Mendy racing forward. No whistle. Talarok is fouled by Horikoshi. Robert Lopez Mendy livid with the referee.
You have to see that challenge here. Hopefully get a replay of that.
Felt he was impeded in this instance right here. The referee saying perhaps he was going in the opposite direction. This one, a push from Daiso Horikoshi. Your thoughts on that, Jed?
Well, if stopping the ball was the intention, I didn't think the defender from Davao was going to the ball, but then his momentum was, going towards the body. But if the referee saw that as a clean tackle, well, I'm not sure what's going to happen if more of those will come in the later part of the game and the referee just lets it go.
Kumbaga, we're in for a physical match.
Definitely.
If that is the tone that's being set.
In the match that just finished a while ago, it finished with, I think, 12 and 15 fouls from both teams. So I don't know if it's the weather or, it's just the intensity of the quality or the play that everyone wants. So both teams, syempre, gusto nila manalo.
And that might be the feeling here. There's so many more tough matchups that we're seeing in this season. So that one, Stallion versus Taguig, talaga naramdaman natin there was a certain intensity in that game that was different. And that is carrying over here to this match.
So far in the first half, Kaya's been able to penetrate the middle, go through the sides, and right now hitting direct. So, kumbaga, they're trying to mix it up. They're not sticking to just a few guns.
Eso. Talorok got ball initially, but then went through the man. The whistle is blown. And the players now needing to make sure that they adjust to how the calls are being made here. Eso. Ayon. Clipped the man.
Well, he got the ball first, but then I think his studs were up when it got the contact with Eso. It's not more of getting the ball or not. It's more of the dangerous play, I think, and that's what probably John Pineda saw, which warranted the stop of the game.
Eric Eso still down here. Caught on the follow-through. Mardiano having a passionate conversation here. And perhaps indicating to John Pineda na kung ano yung posibleng mangyari kung tuloy-tuloy tayong ganito ang trajectory, it's only gonna get more intense. And now we have an opportunity to send you pitch side with Andrea Indicio.
Before the start of this match, Coach John Rusgal saw how the situation of their opponents could either make or break things for the Davao Aguilas. Nabanggit nga natin kanina that Kaya has been playing here and there. And so he said pwede raw nilang maging advantage ang kanilang fresh legs. But on the other hand, being in that game-on environment, Kaya is undoubtedly ahead. And so for this match, Coach says they need to bring out not just a dominating performance, but the right attitude as well. As he also mentioned that in this Davao team, wala siyang tinuturing na main man. And there should not be one. In his own words, paano kasi pag nawala yung main man, edi wala na rin yung team. And so teamwork and unselfish play will always be the core of this Davao team. Back to you, gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Andrea. And that has been the personality and character of Davao under Coach Aber. It's all about cohesion, unity, fighting for one another, and a certain feistiness to the way they play. And Melisa here from the free kick, testing Dini Uatara, who had it well covered. Pero mukhang nakikita natin, no, Jed, in the early exchanges, exactly that. This is, kumbaga, nagiging patented fight mula dito sa Davao as we look at the possession statistics. May konting kalamangan ang Kaya, 56% in their favor ang hawak ng bola.
Yeah, kitang-kita naman the ball has been on the side, defensive side of Davao with Kaya attacking. Kaya has been trying to be a little creative with the attacks with that shot.
Oof.
Just above the bar. And another contact with Daizo. We gotta see that on replay.
Well, what a shot from Jan Melisa. He has that in his locker. Ability to shoot from that kind of distance. And Daizo Horikoshi, he's been an irate customer. Let's take a look here at the shot as well as in the box as Daizo. Looks like he got some contact there from OJ Clarino.
Hindi talaga pinapakawalan ni OJ itong si Daizo.
Knocking around the Sports Tribe ball here on the pitch. Not easy on this slick surface, the turf and a bit of a rain, but they're knocking the ball around nicely.
Kailangan pansinin ng mga depensa dito. The ball's gonna move a little bit faster on the ground, lalo na sa mga through balls natin on the sides or probably in the middle. That's what they're gonna have to look out for. But Kaya decides to hit it on the left to Marco Casambre, who's gonna look to cross it.
Sports Tribe, of course, our official match ball. Marco Casambre has been whipping it in on several occasions already from that left side.
Fullback very much involved in the attack so far for Kaya. It's just not getting through the defense ng Davao Aguilas na napakalaki. Kumbaga, the presence is really felt in front of the goal.
Sabi nga natin, no, laking question mark ito sa mga defenders na to at sa mga bagong recruit ni Coach Aber Rusgal. But so far, so good. Not only have they been physical presences, but they have been well positioned, and in that occasion perhaps better communication ang kailangan between Owatara and his center back.
Kumbaga, siguro they're still working their way to that point na kumbaga nag-aamuyan na sila. I think that's the kumbaga in football terms, kung matagal na kayong team, kung the teamwork is really there, the cohesion is there, the term is nag-aamuyan.
Right.
You don't have to see each other. Alam ko nang tatakbo ka doon without even looking at you. So they're still working their way towards that. And from the report of Andrea, Kaya does have the advantage in terms of experience as a team.
Right, right.
So Davao will have to do some things, work their way around how they're going to play as a team here.
And one thing, of course, when you are the defending champions and a team that plays continentally, the teams you go up against in the domestic league, they all want to measure themselves against you. So they're going to up their game because they want to see, am I Asian caliber also? Am I, at championship level? And they're going to want to try their best. So there is a target on the back of Kaya.
That's a great way of putting it, Jing. Definitely, as competitors, kumbaga, it's giving you a concrete way of measuring. Ika nga, am I up to this quality of football? Because Kaya has been playing around internationally. If we can hold them to a draw, win against them, then definitely we're doing something right.
Right. And so far, 0-0, halfway through this opening period. Dini Owatara has been forced into a save, but nothing too dangerous as of yet. And here comes Salifu Jata. Snapshot! Edge of the box, always going to go wide. But still, another warning mula sa Davao in transition this time from the big man up front.
Jata was a problem in his previous team last year. He's going to be a problem now, contributing to Davao Aguilas. This is just probably one of the first of his attempts towards giving the lead to his team. But that's the one of the few attempts in this game for Davao Aguilas in the attack. Because most of the time, kumbaga nakikita lang natin umaatake ay ang Kaya, and most of the time, they've been using the left side of the pitch.
Menzi walking his way forward. Davao dropped into their own half. Happy to engage a little deeper.
Kaya's using the whole field for attack, left, right, middle. What's still to unfold is how Davao, kumbaga, paano sila atake, ano kaya yung game plan nila towards attacking. Kasi they haven't had much time with the ball. Na kumbaga talagang nagko-connect between the players. It's more of direct. Just like this one, trying to hit it behind.
They made a great connection to Gabriel. Dalapo on the overlap. Can he find a teammate? Dalapo was going to go for goal himself. And it's out for a goal kick.
Great opportunity. What a run. He anticipated that well. From the touch of Gabriel Costa, he was drawing two players to his side, but unfortunately, Dalapo didn't get the contact that he wanted. Probably had other options at the top of the box who had better opportunities to score, but at least that gets its confidence up. Na, kumbaga, kaya niyang takbuhin yung side na yun. He can attack that, and he can capitalize on that more later on.
Certainly a player to watch, not just in terms of Davao, but the entirety of the league. Itong si Uriel Dalapo, extremely promising young talent. Going to ground, Eric Esso looking for the penalty.
Salvador Pliego just being a giant at the back, taking control of those direct balls from Kaya.
Let's have a look at it here. Was there any foul play? He's turning the corner. Was that enough for you?
A little bit of grabbing, if I may say, but the linesman didn't see anything that warranted the foul. So, kumbaga, it's kulang pa para sa kanya.
Given how thick the calls have been in this game, to give that as a penalty would be quite a surprise.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to give it that easy, or give it away that easy. They're going to have a better, kumbaga, more dangerous contact for a penalty in this matchup.
Angeles. It's been hard goings through the middle for both teams so far. They've been opting to go out to the wings. Lopez Mendy doing well to keep possession. Diano cycling it backward. Menzi under pressure. Saito going diagonal to Meliza.
Great creativity there.
Dun yung nakikita yung familiarity sa isa't isa, but it didn't pan out for Kaya.
It's just that the defenders of Davao have been really quick to recover the ball on their side, but they almost let out an unusual and useless pass there. Good thing it was dealt with properly by the defenders.
Jata just trying to get distance on it. He's recovered well. Bugas dispossessed by Marco Casambre. Menzi. Better link up mula sa Kaya. Meliza. Angeles on the stretch. Able to keep it. And he's been fouled there by Sapal. And Kaya trying to get a sense of control here. Perhaps the pinakamahabang spell of possession na nakita natin. It's well stopped.
Kumbaga hindi pa tumatawid masyado yung bola sa defensive side ng Kaya unless it was really them shifting ball to the other side. But there have been a few ticks of attack from Davao.
Opting to go long once more. And perhaps no surprise why they're so big up front. Gabriel has it taken away. Dalapo, the speedy winger, running at the defense. Dalapo getting it out wide. Chance here for Davao! Off the bar, and it would have been offside anyway. Off the post. As Gabriel Costa was racing in, that connection starting to build between Dalapo and Gabriel. Woo, it's tight. Just offside at the end. Delayed lang yung pasa ni Dalapo. But look at that, fully committed going into it.
Kung nakita niya lang a little bit earlier na offside yung kasama niya sa left, he could have taken a touch and just smashed it home. Could have been an opportunity for him to, get a shot on target, test Dato early here, who, as we speak, is on the ground. Probably got a little bit of contact.
No doubt feeling that itong si Patrick Dato. But nothing malicious from the striker. Fully entitled to go for it. Not sure. Do you think they've gotten enough spray on that?
Kulang isang bote siguro. Kulang isang can. But yeah, that gives him enough time to recover. When the keepers are down, they really stop the play. Wait for them to get that back on their feet.
Patrick Dato still on the ground here and really trying to assess whether or not he can continue. They do have Walid Biru on deck, and he was a standout performer for them as well in their title-winning campaign in the previous season. So, hindi naman bababa yung level masyado if they bring him on board. Patrick Dato limping a little bit. Seems to be okay. He's played a few matches for Kaya, but this, I believe, is first for them domestically. few points higher now in terms of possession.
Pero kahit 42% lang yung sa Davao, I think they're more lethal in the transition. Kasi ang bibilis nila, lalo na on the left side. With Delapo and Costa, I think that's where they're more, with also Jata on top, dun sila magiging lethal. But here, Kaya has an opportunity to score the header, but it's collected comfortably by Otara.
This time nakawala si Daizo Horikoshi. Carino trying to body him, but he skipped past. A great matchup between those two players.
As I said kanina, it's gonna be a long day for both of them. Long and busy day.
Akito clipped by Gabriel. Ito makikita natin going for it. This time Daizo Horikoshi able to power through. Medyo nasa harap lang ni Robert Lopez Mendy yung delivery.
Kaya has been fond of attacking on the left side, I've noticed. But they mix it up in the middle or kahit sa right side. But Davao has these chances of transition where they're also dangerous. That's where they get their chances. They don't have much of the ball, pero when they are on transition,
Oof, crucial header. Needed to get to that one as they were 2 against 2. Horikoshi finds Yamazaki. Casambre in all kinds of room. Can he deliver a good ball? Opts to pass it off to Yamazaki. Lovely little curler, but it's beyond everyone inside the box, and it's out for a goal kick.
Marco has been everywhere. He's been involved in attack and defense. Gotta give props to him.
Medyo mabigat na ng konti. Baliza struggling against Chun Soo Moon. This has been classic Davao, and what we've seen from the previous season as well. Just so solid defensively and dangerous on the counter.
I think they stuck to the system. Kahit na nagbago yung mga players na, kumbaga, parang na-reinforce lang yung kanilang system dahil they now have more tools to put towards it.
Right now, for all of this possession that Kaya has had, bilang na bilang lang yung mga talagang chances nila.
Davao's new defense, if I may say, is being tested, but they're holding up their end.
Salvador Pliego looking good so far alongside Lopez Reyes. In support was Diano. Beliza has drifted centrally. Casambre able to keep it in. Nope. It drifted out.
Kaya trying to unleash all sorts of attack here from the left, from the right, from the middle. Trying to break down the defense ng Davao, who just seems to be tough to crack.
It's always a risk to play this style of play, as you do more running defensively than you do when you have the ball. Little stop-start from Horikoshi. Clarino able to get to it, acrobatically cleared. Didn't take any chances.
Lucas Lopez Reyes introducing himself.
Angeles, lovely strike, left-footed on the bounce.
What ball control he has. Just keeping the ball to himself. Opened up some space and time. But what a save by Dinio Watara.
Love that technique from Maru. Now Daizu Horokoshi. 5 to aim for inside the box. It's a good delivery. Headed away. Jata wins that header. Dalapo so fast. Off to the races. Dalapo cutting inside. Swinging it to Clarino.
Kaya so quick to get back in position.
Bugas took a deflection and it's safely into the hands of Patrick Deto.
What seemed to be a 4 or 5v4 situation transition, immediately kitang-kita mo biglang naging 7 yung Kaya. Ang bilis ng transition nila, and that's a discipline that they have. They've been attacking all sorts but on defense. Balik sila agad.
As you mentioned earlier, these are the 2 best defenses in the league. Only 5 goals conceded for Kaya in the previous season, 6 para sa Davao. And both teams passing the ball relatively well, 78% for Davao, 80 for Kaya. Casambre may space. Trying to thread the ball into Daizo. Bugas finding Talarok. Able to turn. Talarok now not sure what he was hoping for. Perhaps trying to catch out Patrick Deto, but did not get the technique right.
He had a lot of time and space, probably to keep the ball, get the footing of Davao, get back the possession, probably the confidence as well to build up. But unfortunately, he gave it up that easily. He's gonna have a lot of catching up to do.
Horikoshi finding a pocket. That strike bounced out from Dini Owatara, who refused to use his hands there for some reason. Munti ka na siyang mabulaga nitong si Lopez Mendy.
Horikoshi attacking all sorts from the left. Biglang nag-shift sa gitna. He had that time and space. Took the shot. What a save again by Otara.
Had Robert Lopez Mendy gotten to that ball, he would have been offside. Flag was up on the far side. Free kick, Kaya.
On attack, importante din yun yung mga second balls because you'll never know how the ball will bounce kung hindi pumasok. And
Gabriel holding up play. I thought he was fouled, but it's actually going the way of Kaya. Jata hoping to turn Casambre. He's been called for the foul.
the commitment of Marco to head that away from Jata is just incredible.
Putting his body on the line here, and it's not an easy matchup that he has here against the big man.
And mind you, he's been going up and down, having responsibilities both in attack and defense. And he's doing pretty well on both.
Opt to go short. No pressure on the ball. Davao inviting Menzi to come in. And Menzi unable to find a teammate. Talarok nabasa ni Eso.
Kaya not giving Davao the time and space to build up. Really quick to just squeeze the ball out from Davao here.
We're seeing essentially opposite approaches from these two teams. Kaya engaging high, looking to keep possession and slice through Davao. Davao meanwhile soaking in the pressure and looking to pounce almost like they're a coiled spring and trying to get them on the counter.
They're both playing sa advantages nila. Kumbaga nakikita ni Davao na ang advantage nila yung laki ng defense, yung solid ng defense. So definitely hindi sila aangat masyado kasi baka, well, Kaya has the tools to run behind the defense. So they're just holding their line and absorbing all those long balls. They're not taking the risk of going too high because you have Mendy, Janjan Meliza, and
Daizo.
Daizo.
A lot of pace in that front line.
Meanwhile, they know once they get the ball to the top, they have players also to run and transition, just like the way they're pressing right now.
And they've done well there. Bringing their back line forward. Bugas trying to thread the needle. Jata looking for a teammate. Menzi well positioned. Header well won. Davao now finding a bit of momentum. Bugas! That's well wide. Pulling the trigger from distance there, Paulo Bugas. Asking that ball to be replayed. Perhaps was rolling when Patrick Dato took it.
Less than 5 minutes in our regulation left on the first half, and it's been an eventful first half, definitely. But we have yet to see any goals, but the attacks on both sides have been promising.
And a fascinating contest and thoroughly engaging kahit wala pa tayo nakikitang goal. And the contrast in approaches of the game and the individual matchups. So much to take in. Angeles. Kaya switching up their play a little bit, looking to go more direct.
But the size of Davao's defense is just not letting them. Chata trying to press Dato here.
Bit of a loose touch. Able to recover. Eso is under pressure though, and he's coughed it up. Good swarming defense from Davao. Gabriel unable to bring it in. Mon. Attack continues. Needs support. Left back is there.
They have men in the middle.
Lovely move. Can he find a teammate? Chance here. There's a slight mistake there from Kaya, but they go unpunished.
Again, the transition, or the how lethal Davao is when they have the ball on the sides. They have the players who can run down the line and just keep it and whip it in. They have the height in the middle. But Kaya says they have it under control, and they're gonna try to make an attack of their own here.
Final minute. Anybody's game. Patrick Dato so high up.
Just bleeding out those remaining seconds.
Going long. And what a collision between those two players. They just pop right back up. No problem. Kahit si Mick dyan, kinabahan ng konti. Okay lang kayo, guys? Sure kayo?
Basta ulo, they have to really check it. Kasi if, there's a protocol whenever there's something up with the heads, you gotta stop the play, make the players go out if necessary. Great control there by the referee, Mick John Pineda.
Oh, proper players, these two. Clarino and Casabre.
Parang walang nangyari.
3 minutes to be added on.
Fortunately, Marco had the last touch, but good intention by Yamazaki to hit the ball out.
It's an extreme level of fitness that you need to be playing like this. Marco Casambre up and down, non-stop this half. Strong tackle from Sapal. It's a clean one too from Joe Marie.
All ball.
Quietly effective, Joe Marie Sapal. That's why he's a regular in Davao's lineup. Paulo Bugas trying to thread that ball into Gabriel. Just not on the same wavelength there. Gabriel trying to go centrally. Bugas trying to get him out wide.
They need a little more fine-tuning, kumbaga. Because Bugas is known to give those beautiful distribution. He has beautiful distribution sa bola. Mapa long or low balls ba yan. But probably hindi pa sila ganun ka well in tune ni Costa with the runs.
Yamazaki, space for him. Looking to spray it. Angeles on the bounce. Just looking to get distance on it. Angeles keeps it in play. Kaya needing a bit of inspiration to unlock the stubborn defense of Davao. Meliza. Puwersang pabalik.
They're trying all sorts of tricks. Kumbaga, short in the middle, transition sa left side, direct sa taas, and just trying to break down the defense of Davao, who's been holding up their end very well.
Header was clean from Yamazaki.
Great piece of work there.
Meliza measuring, spraying it out wide. Casambre on the stretch, gets to it. Yamazaki, basang-basa. Pull forward. Able to turn, Diano. Trying to feed the run of Lopez Mendy, who gets the ball anyway.
Early
Eso.
cross.
Meliza.
Can he take a shot?
Oh, this time out for a throw-in.
Kita mo na sa mata ni Janjan, no? Pag nasa kaliwa niya yung bola, when he has the momentum, he has the space, or at least he's creating the space for himself. Kita niya kanina, he already measured the range of his shot na kayang-kaya. He was definitely trying to go for goal there.
0-0 at halftime between Davao and Kaya. We expected it to be a tightly contested affair, and we're getting exactly that. Level pegging between the two. It's scoreless at the break. We've got highlight statistics and second half action. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. It's halftime at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. It's 0-0 between Davao Aguilas UMak and Kaya FC Iloilo. It's been a very competitive affair between these two teams, adopting different approaches in how they have attacked and defended. Possession going the way of Kaya, which is no surprise, but look at the shots. Somewhat similar, 6-4, 3 of them on target for Kaya. They have had a bit more of the ball, a few more chances, but really not much separating the two sides, Jed.
Just like what I was saying a while ago, when Davao has the ball in transition, delikado sila. I think dun, kahit na mababa yung possession, dun sila kumukuha ng opportunities. And looking at the squad, everyone is very much involved sa defense, sa attack. And it's just interesting how they're gonna, if they're gonna keep playing this way, or they're gonna change up their tactics, because both of the teams, they were kumbaga parang complement yung laro nila. Davao was really holding their ground, but Kaya was just kept on pushing, kept on knocking the door, being very creative in different attacks, having all these chances from outside.
Janjan Meliza, a threat from distance, and Marco Casambre has been tireless on the left flank, trying to deliver good crosses into the box for Kaya, but Dini Oatara has been at the end of many of them, as well as the big boys in the middle. Salafujata amongst the threats of Davao on the counter, and makikita natin dito Uriel Dalapo also looking dangerous on the left flank.
They're just gonna have to play to their advantage here, both teams. No, see, Kaya has the tools to have shots outside, crosses in, you know. Davao having the strikers and the wingers to run the flanks, be quick in transition. So it's it really depends on how everything plays out in the second half. If they're gonna play the same way, or they're gonna change up the tactics. Seeing that there's somehow a stalemate, kumbaga, in the first half.
That's a great shot from Angeles earlier, and then that one, Dini Oatara able to smother. Saito unable to get to that one. And muntika nang mahulog yung bola para kay Gabriel, but that was it pretty much between the two teams. Dini Oatara involved, but nothing that had him too stretched in this match so far. So far, wala pa talaga yung clear-cut na opportunity from either team, but the play has been aggressive. It's been fluid at times. It's been very heavily contested between the two teams.
Entertaining first half, to say the least. They've been showing all kinds of defense and attack. Beautiful football from both sides. We're just going to see how whoever gets the first goal, first blood for both teams who are playing their first games for this season.
It looks like there's going to be a new introduction as well, as Alessandro Rigi looks like he's going to be coming on in place of Salifujata. We will see what changes transpire here. But if you were in the dressing room, Jed, ano yung mga mensahe na gusto mong ipamahagi sa mga players mo from both teams?
From Davao, I think their coach would say if that was their plan, then it's working, because they are absorbing all the attacks of Kaya. They haven't let up any goals, but then they just have to be more clinical in the attack, probably finish those transitions. Now for Kaya, I think what they need to do is, if I were their coach, be a little bit more, same thing, clinical in the attack. They have been having all these opportunities from the sides, in front. Just continue having that creativity, and sooner or later, goals will come.
First change of the match, Joven Bidik papasok. At ang sinasabi nga natin, tireless itong si Marco Casambre, pero baka nung sa locker room na siya, nakita nilang medyo pagod na pala si Marco. So he's been substituted off, it seems. And it looks like they're going to go to a back three, perhaps, or they're going to have Janjan Meliza play at left back. So that has been a bit of a shuffle here for the defending champions. Meanwhile, for Davao, it seemed like Rigi was going to come on, but they have delayed that momentarily. And they're opting with the same 11. So here we go, second half underway. Glad you could join us over the PFL's channels, YouTube, on Facebook, on Blast TV, we're on Premier Football. So many different ways and avenues to watch the top tier of Philippine football. And we're glad you could join us. Jing Hamlang, Jed Diamante, and Andrea Endisho pitch side. A lot of question marks surrounding this match before it started. A few of the questions have been answered. Paulo Bugas. Patrick Dato forced into his first real save of the match. Bugas.
Probably one of the first few clear combinations that we've seen from Davao, really holding the ball and trying to attack from the build-up. Bugas just testing Patrick Dato here, but it was an easy save for Dato.
His first shot was well off target. Now it's on frame. This is starting to get his bearings here, Paulo Bugas.
And I see why they put Janjan on the fullback on the left side in place of Marco, because Marco has been, the term for it is flying up and down, and Janjan with his speed and his left foot to whip in across. I think that's why they put him there.
Pushed backwards. Saito gets it to Menzi. Again, Davao happy to engage in the middle of the pitch.
They're just waiting for Kaya to enter their half. That's when they engage. Ang bilis nung kumbaga pag close in nila sa Kaya players, but when Kaya's on their own half, they just let them be, inviting the long balls, inviting the shift from left to right, just going back in shape.
You can see here Gabriel backing off. Saito going long, switching the play over to Meliza. Jata on the chase. Menzi almost in trouble. Back wide. They're playing down the line. Kaya having to navigate some rare high pressure from Davao, and they've done so very well. Bidik.
Incredible how they calmly got out of that press. Just a quick few passes. And now they're on the attack once more.
Bidik. That one hit him in the face. Lopez Mendy wriggling free. Shot from distance is blocked. Yamazaki looking to get it out wide, but Joven Bidik is still down. After that ball ricocheted and hit his face, seems to be shaken up. It's been firm but fair from the big center backs. And that one coming from Lopez Reyes.
Davao's defense have been very aggressive but clean so far. We haven't I think seen any unnecessary throws of elbows or whatnot. They've just been showing their presence. Kumbaga hindi lang talaga pinapalampas ang mga striker ng Kaya. A fair contest so far.
Yeah. We were worried a little bit in the beginning. Mick John Pineda letting the boys play. We were worried that it might get out of control. Hasn't been the case. Jata taking it to the corner. It's going to be a corner kick. Meliza, inakala niya ata. Last touch si Salifu Jata. Ito, titingnan natin ulit. Medyo loose yung touch ni Joven. And the pass directly onto the chin. And may follow-up pa ng konting forearm. So you got
Understandable bakit medyo hilo-hilo ng konti.
medyo 1-2 pala yung nakuha niya.
Napanga.
Now, Paulo Bugas setting this one up. Breaking free down the middle. Eso unable to clear. Diano trying to get distance on this one, only as far as Cart Talarok. Cart dribbling through. He's hit the turf. Yamazaki did not make contact, said Mick John Pineda. Eso racing down the right. And that's well read. Offside ang itatawag as he was behind the defensive line when our official Sports Tribe match ball was played. Stop start from Bugas. Clarino.
Davao finding their footing slowly in the second half.
It was nice.
Nagkaka-clear build-up na sila, kumbaga.
Looking for the whistle there. Nice little touch through, and they made it all the way to the final third. So ito na nga yung hinahanap ng Davao, konting confidence on the ball.
And I think that's probably what their coaches during the halftime told them. Huwag kayong matakot, you need to have confidence in holding the ball and passing it around. Kasi dyan din manggagaling yung mga atake natin because they were letting up some loose balls in the first half. Ngayon medyo they have it a little bit more under control.
Nakito Saito trying to urge his teammates to play a little bit quicker here. Understands that there's no use if you have the ball if you're not making the opposition run. And right now, if it's at this pace, Davao won't mind shuffling across at this tempo.
Davao trying to look for a direct attack.
Eso has got room to work. Left back recovers for Davao. Gets a foot to it. It's going to be out for a corner kick. Actually, it's Cart Talarok needing to cover. Eric Eso. Perhaps finding himself in an unconventional position for him on the right wing. He's doing the business. Daizo Horikoshi. Quite a few to aim for inside the box. Horikoshi's ball finds a teammate. Looks like it's going to go back in his direction, but it's out for a goal kick. Sapal and Daizo. Just a little friendly encounter.
Such a fair contest, this game. You get hit, but it's part of the game.
Looked like there was a moment na parang may chance na magkaroon ng kapikunan pero wala. Odi Menzi struggling here.
I think coming off the corner, probably got stepped on or stepped on himself, but I saw him limping back after he got contact with the ball.
He's not a guy that is easily put out of action. Odi Menzi is a tough guy. Let's have a look at it here. Oof. On the landing, it looked like. It might have been his teammate, actually, who got on top of him.
But again, they're warriors. He's just going to shake it off and the play goes on.
And you gotta love that. Not taking up time. No unnecessary delays. Menzi back up and ready to go.
Kaya holding a high line, trying to suffocate Davao. That pays off with the clearance.
It's been lonely up top for this man, Gabriel Costa. Hasn't had too much support. Hasn't been found too much by Jata and Dalapo, but the promising times that he has been involved, it's been with a link-up with Uriel Dalapo. Siguro masasabi nating pinaka
okay yung
potent
chemistry.
weapon. Oh.
He's been lethal on the side.
At times, kahit na nakakita na tayo ng mga samples last season, it's still somewhat shocking sometimes, the pace. Oh, lovely ball forward. Lopez Mendy, medyo mabigat lang yung first touch.
But the passing is quick and simple, broke down the defense just like that. Kitang-kita na talagang matagal na tong team magkakasama. Kumbaga, yun yung amuyan na sinasabi ko. They didn't really have to think about it.
Daiso. Looking to cross that one in. And so far, all of the wide crosses. Atara.
Unfortunately, I think he got a foot to his ankle there after that shot.
Look at this. Love the exchange. Nice little flick from Joven into the path of Lopez Mendy.
It's a little heavy, the touch.
Gabriel going down. Felt he was fouled. Mick John Pineda was right on top of it. Kaya here getting a spell of control. Medyo Davao have been struggling to find the connections in the last 3 minutes or so.
Kaya's gotten back their momentum, holding the ball in those passes.
Ito na nga. Kaya finding the spaces. Lopez Mendy! A fantastic opportunity created. Short passing. Beautiful to watch.
Nakita na nila paano mag-breakdown itong malalaking depensa ng Davao. Is those short and simple passing. Once you pass, you open yourself up. It keeps them off guard. And so far, the past 2 or 3 attacks of Kaya have been from those short and quick passes.
Uriel turning on the Jets. Trying to deliver it to Jata. It's just beyond. This is what we're talking about with Uriel Dalapo. Chance from the edge of the box. Cart Talarok couldn't find the target. Iba yung bilis ni Uriel Dalapo.
Kanina pa talagang once he has the ball on the left side, definitely makakita tayo ng cross. Nahihirapan ng ngayon si Diano ang kumbaga tinapat sa kanya. They're both sprinters, but on the ball, Dalapo's just a bit quicker.
Eric Esso making way as Shuto Komaki enters the game. Robert Lopez Mendy going to be withdrawn as well. And it's Martini Ray who is checking in. Standout from Far Eastern University. Gonna get some good minutes here against Davao. Attempt mula kay Talarok. And here comes the change. Salifu Jata coming off. Been very quiet in this second half. And on comes Alessandro Rigi. Perhaps not the debut he envisioned. Salifu Jata showed some promise on the flank, but ultimately wasn't as dangerous as what folks were hoping he would be.
Interesting what Alessandro Rigi will be adding to Davao's attack.
Yung pagka-introduce sa kanya, may kasamang konting shuffle sa formation dahil si Cart Talarok mapupunta sa gawing kanan, which is perhaps a more familiar role for him. And Rigi now dropping into that number 10 position just in behind the striker. They go long. Menzi is there to cut it out, but onside is Paulo Bugas. And it's going to be a corner kick. Reynald Villarreal pumasok na rin pala para kayo. Trying to see here who he has replaced actually. He has entered the defense. We'll get confirmation on that shortly. Corner kick now. It's a low one from Bugas. It bounces up. Yamazaki gets ahead to it. Rigi's first touch. Gets the ball in. Diano under pressure. Yamazaki. Kamaki trying to spread the ball to Joven Bedik. It's well read. Reynald Villarreal making his first contribution.
With this new formation and players at Davao, I think Kaya's trying to stretch them out. Kumbaga, parang first few minutes ulit ng first half, they're trying to test the waters with the new players in their positions.
Looking lively early on here, Rigi. Ray helping that ball on, and Shuto Komaki is brought down. Or rather, it's Daizo Horikoshi. So it looks like it's actually Salvador Pliego, if I'm not mistaken, who's made way for Reynald Villarreal. So medyo nawala ng height ng konti yung backline. As we see the total shots, so close, 7-6.
Buwabawi si Davao with their attacks.
Villarreal busy early on. It's a shot from distance. Dini Oatara behind the ball.
That was a great effort, though I think he's cramping up.
Let's have a look at it one more time here. Marvin Angeles pulling the trigger and pulling up shortly after. I thought that's what the holes in the socks were for, Jed, that you wouldn't get cramps.
Para mag-relieve daw ng konting pressure sa calf, but I remember playing, hindi pa uso yun dati.
Yeah.
But well, if you're playing at this high level with high intensity, na tuloy-tuloy, and it's been a little over an hour. And with Kaya been playing a few games straight from international, you would expect that some Davao would have the advantage of having fresh legs.
So we've got Kaya, who's busy today, not only playing tonight, but their women's team is also playing and representing the Philippines in the AFC Champions League at this moment in time. Pretty amazing for the club. And now we got an opportunity to check in with Andrea Indisho, pitch side.
Aside his team's preparations, in an interview, Oriel Dalapo mentioned how he has been training himself to not just be physically fit but mentally ready as well. At the age of 19, mental preparation is something that Oriel values just as much. To his viewing of his past success, to see kung saan pwedeng mag-improve and to see his habits that he needs to work on. This is something that he has been doing for the past 10 to the mat. Yes, he started this at the age of 9. Back to you, gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Andrea. Uriel, I had the pleasure of seeing firsthand in the recent trip out to Malaysia with the national team, and well, what a character, on top of being a real talent. And you can see he's really hungry to improve and to make the most of the talent that he has.
Usually dinedevelop at a young age, especially when you play in international level, is the confidence. And I think he was able to show that well.
Davao have a gem in Uriel Dalapo, and he's showing here plenty of glimpses of his capabilities.
By the way, if you're watching this from Davao, from Luzon, or from Visayas or Mindanao, may gabi sa inyong tanan. Gwapo kayong dula karon. Davao kontra Kaya. And gwapo yung score. Gwapo kayong dula karon. Tanaw na to unsay may tabo in the next few minutes.
25 to go in this match. And both sets of supporters also starting to feel that this is a time to get behind and give that extra burst of energy to the players as they all begin to dig deeper into their energy reserves. Park Yi-young now coming on for Kaya in place of Marwin Angeles. When you look at squad depth, wow, look at that for a substitution. The ability to bring on somebody like Park Yi-young to finish off the match. It's quite a luxury.
Let's see how they change or dictate the game, especially with fresh legs. Kumbaga dapat may impact sila, or kumbaga they will change the momentum or the pace.
Park Yi-young, for those unfamiliar, actually played in the United Football League back in the day with a team called Team Socceroo, and then shortly after that started playing in the second division of Germany with St. Pauli. And he's found his way back to the Philippines, and playing with Kaya helped him to win or defend their crown last season. Ball well won by Akito. Bugas able to get it forward to Clarino. Talarok now. Oof. He skied that cross.
Some phantom bounce na hindi niya natansya.
Cart Talarok. Wish he has that one back.
Davao still holding a low block. But Kaya seems to find a way through.
Komaki. Park Yi-young. Diano stopped in his tracks. And now Diano, or rather Davao, with an opportunity to move forward. Rigi has peeled out wide. Trying to get a ball to a teammate, and that's much too deep. I've done the hard work, but couldn't find a teammate when it mattered.
Davao still sticking to their old tactics from the first half, trying to look for those counter attacks. And with Rigi now fresh legs, he's been changing up the pace on the attack. He's been a bit quick.
Given the way this match is playing out, Jed, are you surprised that Davao haven't switched tactics? Or if it's working, don't fix it?
Exactly, I was going to say that. If it's working, then don't fix it.
Bugas! Again, it's tempting to try to catch Patrick Dato out, given how far off his line he positions himself. But neither him or Cart Talarok have been able to punish the Kaya goalkeeper. Nice run in behind Daizo. Well shadowed, and Villarreal not taking any chances. .20 to go.
Still an even matchup.
They're doing well to step on the brakes.
Davao Aguilas, the crowd of Davao here in Rizal Memorial Stadium, giving them the extra boost.
Uriel is going to put this ball out as Gabriel is in need of some treatment. Seemed to have been clipped with a trailing leg. At may baon pa siyang tosino on his right knee. Let's have a look here. Oof, actually that was a
Nasty.
pretty meaty challenge from Makito. No whistle. No ball.
All foot, no ball.
Wow.
But what a tough guy. He's been absorbing all those tackles and hits ever since this first half.
Actually, did a card come out from Mick John? He was writing in his book. Not sure. It is just a drop ball. On the replay, it looked nastier than it did in real time, that's for sure. Ray. Daiso Horikoshi has been a little bit quiet in this second half. We're going to take on his man. It's a lovely ball into the middle. Tahimik pala.
Tahimik. When you need him the most, he delivers. Unfortunately, there was no one to answer that cross. Just couldn't get a foot in.
Getting in front of his man, and Shuto Komaki denied contact on the ball. It's a crucial foot in by Chun Soo Moon. Matagal-tagal pa to. Davao is sending players to warm up. They feel as if they need some extra legs out there. Rigi spotting the run. Uriel Dalapo. Can he create here? Steps inside. He's caught by Akito. It's gonna be a free kick.
Chance here for Davao up close, right at the top of the arc.
And Akito's gonna get booked for that challenge. Yellow card out of the pocket. And Mick John venturing to give a booking to Jovin Bidik. Interesting. Might have been some words. A little bit unsure here for what this yellow card is, but it's going to bring on Troy Limbo now, who is back with Davao. Took a similar journey to Paulo Bugas to United City and then back to Davao. And here's Mick John Pineda checking up. Let's have a look here kung bakit nga ba nabigyan ng yellow card.
Studs up.
Wow.
Right to the shin.
And some lasting damage on Bugas. And this one from Akito Saito. Slides in and takes out Uriel. A clear foul.
Gets his foot before the ball. Right in a dangerous spot.
And off camera, there's been quite a discussion on who's going to take this free kick. A little bit of tugging at the ball between teammates here. We've got Troy Limbo coming on for Cart Talarok. Rigi has conceded his claim to this free kick, and it's going to be Gabriel to take it. Massive opportunity for the forward. Gabriel! It's over the crossbar.
Nothing to worry the goalkeeper. Patrick Dato there. Just got a little bit too much under the ball.
26-year-old from Brazil. Couldn't find the target on that occasion. Limbo uses the overlap. Looking for the return ball. Limbo on the stretch. He's leaning backwards there, Jomari Sapal.
Troy bringing the fresh legs. Going the extra mile there to get the ball for his team. Because Davao already has the ball in the attacking third, so might as well keep it there and try to make an opportunity out of it.
Konting shift na naman dito para sa Davao as Dalapo is now on the right flank. Limbo has occupied the left. Something different to deal with for the Kaya defense. Loose touch ni Yamazaki. Rigi right on top of him. Gabriel now. Real opportunity for Davao! What a finish from the Brazilian. And look at how much it means. What a goal!
Talking about measuring up to international standards, Davao here with a new look to their team.
Sensational! The smallest of mistakes punished.
They're so quick on the transition. This has been their weapon throughout the game, and this time they made it matter.
Saito backing off. Gabriel took the space. Look at his run. Rigi dragging Akito. And in the final moment, feeds Gabriel. Got a touch too from Patrick Dato, but it's ended up in the side netting. What a moment for Davao.
The technique of the shot. You don't see that often from local leagues, but if no one's familiar about it, he tried to hit it into the ground so that it'll bounce over the tackle and the goalkeeper. What technique he showed there.
Oh, but it's bittersweet for Gabriel, who seems to have hurt himself in the process. It was a wild celebration from Davao. Not sure if he was hurt from that or from the play itself, but after the celebration you could see he was limping, and from his reaction here it could be something serious. He's actually in tears.
Either from pain or from joy, because you could see from his run, when he was running to the side, he was giving it all, coming from a lot of hits early on in the game. It was like, this is the last opportunity that I can contribute to the team. Might as well go all out, and he sealed the goal.
What a last contribution here from Gabriel, but you hope it hasn't come with the damage of something that will keep him out on a prolonged basis. But right now, the onus is now on his teammates to preserve this lead. They've got 12 minutes to hand Kaya their first loss in a very long time.
It's gotta be painful for Kaya. But they still have time, a little over 10 minutes in regulation, to try to look for a goal or a couple of goals, but they're gonna have to show true character here, how to bounce back against the goal of Davao.
Sherwin Basindanan ay pinasok na dito para kay Jan Meliza. One FEU standout for another. And Davao will be forced into a change of their own, with Bruno Krenko coming on in place of the injured Gabriel Costa. Corner kick now. A fantastic opportunity for Kaya to respond. They're packing the area centrally.
What can they do with the in-swing?
Otaro off his line, gets a touch to it. Bouncing around dangerously. A snapshot is deflected out. Corner kick.
What an interesting turn of events. Great goalkeeping by Dini Otara there. Just keeping the ball out. But the effort of Kaya gives him another corner.
Second chance, similar outcome with Owatara batting it away. Komaki's ball! That's over from close range.
Great chance again. Gotta be frustrated that that didn't go into the goal.
Akito Saito couldn't ask for too much more there, getting a chance right inside that 6-yard box. Komaki shifty, finding an inch to deliver the ball. And Owatara hurt on the play.
Kitang-kita si Davao, they've been very faithful to the play. No, yung disiplina nila sa depensa at saka sa attack. Kasi kanina pa, ever since the first half, they've been holding the same play. They've been very disciplined and holding the defense, just waiting for Kaya to come in. Once the opportunity arises, they took the opportunity on the left side to transition. And we've been saying over and over again, they've been lethal in transition. Just that this time, they sealed it with a goal.
Owatara in pain. Gabriel still down. Lots being done here by the medical teams. Busy now. Owatara looks to be okay. Can Davao hold on? Can Kaya find a way back? Origi, instrumental in the opener. Gets it out wide. Dalapo giving chase.
It's been a bit quiet for Dalapo on the right side when he shifted, but they now have two quick sprinters both on the left and the right side with Troy Limbo.
Trying to get it forward. Leading the line now for them is Krenkel. Not quite the physically imposing presence that Gabriel was. Taking a crack at it there was Sapal. More of a hopeful strike than anything. Looking to go long to Joven Bidik. Owatara taking charge. Bit of miscommunication there between the teammates. Interestingly, Joven Bidik wasn't actually looking at the ball. He was just trying to occupy the defenders.
Any way to try to deflect that ball over the keeper, over the defenders is welcome.
Second ball won by Davao. Krenkel is onside. It's recovered here. And Martini Ray called for the foul. Bit of a loose one. And the toll of this match is starting to show itself.
It's been high-paced ever since the start. So either slowly we're gonna see some cramps, or it's just a a tactic for Davao to bleed some seconds away from Kaya.
Space for Limbo, who does not hesitate. Pero nasa likod yung pasa. Park Yi-young.
They have runners open on the wings.
Gabriel off camera, limping heavily. It seems to have really hurt his left ankle, the one he used to score the goal, actually. Hopefully we'll get an update on that soon. Low cross! Dini Owatara has been busy and he has been assured.
Inside that penalty box, he says he's the man. Walang binibigay.
Ito na naman. May player na naman tayong struggle, and it's OJ Clarino. He's put in a lot of running today. If there is a GPS attached to him. I am very curious how many kilometers he's covered today.
Given the task of defending Daizo Horikoshi,
Guessing medyo baka naka 10K na to si OJ Clarino.
but Daizo absorbed that kick like a champ because he saw it's still an opportunity for Kaya to attack. Unfortunately, no one was there to answer that low cross.
When you get into these stages of the match, hindi mo maiwasang isipin na ano ba to, play acting, are they trying to, milk the clock? But on that occasion, nakita natin, even when the play was ongoing, on the ground na si OJ Clarino. So he was actually in pain immediately after the contact. Legitimate. And Mick John Pineda saying exactly what's on the minds of the Kaya players. Huwag kayong mag-alala, idadagdag ko after.
We will add time. That's something very interesting recently in the more recent advances of football. The extra time has been longer.
Yes,
and
yes.
probably that's to encourage the ball to be on play more. Because it's been a problem ever since for a lot of tournaments, especially in games, very crucial games where they're milking the clock,
Right.
and but they don't get the justice that they deserve from the time that they could have used to turn things around.
Meanwhile, may oras dito si Dini Otarang gawing foam roller yung bola natin. Yung nga pala yung sports stripe, yung official match ball natin. Baka pwede rin pang physical therapy. The play has resumed. Not sure if Davao still have an opportunity for a substitution, because there's been 3 opportunities that they've utilized, if I'm not mistaken. So kahit na pwede pa sana sila maglagay ng substitute, there are no more windows for them to make any substitutions. There's going to be somebody booked on the bench of Davao.
That's for disrupting the play right there. Throwing another ball.
A yellow card for Machado. Drawing the ire of Mardiano and his frustration, earning him a yellow card. And Mick John Pineda not hesitating to give a little extra action. And speaking of Mick John Pineda, you have to say he has been a lot more vocal, a lot more communicative with the players. And that's something that you hear a lot from players, that they appreciate it. That kinakausap sila ng referee. And if Davao hold on to this result, it will be the first victory of the Davao Aguilas over Kaya since June 20, 2018. Wow.
What an interesting stat right there. It's been years in the making. A lot of new players on that team sheet, which led to that goal, but Kaya here has an opportunity to attack on the right side. Substitute Masindanan, wriggling around, looking for space.
Kung aalalanin natin, the Kaya actually clinched the title in the previous season against Davao. So this is going to be a little bit of sweet revenge for Davao to start off their season in this way. But again, not yet finished here. A minute to go in regulation, but you'd expect there's going to be quite a few minutes added on.
A lot of stoppages with fouls and injuries a while ago. Kaya would probably still have a lot of time to make their way back.
Oh, what a header there from Mun. Sticking his head right where the Kaya player's foot was.
The commitment to keep the ball out. Davao is running on adrenaline here.
There's got to be a certain disregard for your body. The way Davao plays. Trying to loop it in. Wasn't on target from Joven Bedic, who, to be fair, has been a bit of a handful since coming on. Kung babalikan natin yung pagkapanalo ng Davao in 2018, Kim Sung Min, Tyler Matas, Phil Young Husband, yan ang mga scorers ng Davao. And for Kaya naman, Robert Lopez Mendy. Nandun pa rin siya.
9 minutes of added time.
Wow.
You have confirmed.
Wow.
A little under 10 minutes for Kaya to do something here, to crawl back, or for Davao to double the lead.
So Mick John Pineda was not lying. Idadagdag niya yan in the end. And Bidik a little bit late there on Moon. He's already on a yellow card, by the way, Joven Bidik. He's got to be careful. Going down a man here this late in the game would really deflate Kaya's chances of coming back. That's a loose touch. Poor one from Basindanan. Trying to find the run. And coolly done by Ori Menzi. Headed back to Dato.
Probably great communication on the field, something that we can't hear from the stands, but if you're on that pitch, you would hear constant shouting from everyone, or at least that's what we expect, because communication is really important when you're trying to gel with a team.
Anywhere will do for Reynald Villarreal, and it's going to bounce awkwardly for Ori Menzi. He's dealt with it well.
Smart play, not heading it back, expecting the striker of Davao to anticipate that.
Saito being urged forward. Menzi. Parky Young. Trying to thread that into Daizo. Villarreal anticipating the danger. It's a good touch from Komaki. Switch of play. Makes it to Martini Ray. Basindanan. Gets it back. It's all very tight. Oof. And Sherwin Basindanan's gonna get sent off.
Unnecessary.
Mick John Pineda is trying to control the situation here. He's lucky it's yellow. He's taking a full swing.
Yellow's a blessing, to say the least. After that, that was intentional and unnecessary.
Look at that. He's leg kicked him.
Not even going after the ball. But again, Mick John Pineda controlling the game. It's been a great game for him.
There was a part of me that wanted to go, hey, because of Muay Thai, you know, like that's a Muay Thai kick right there. Basindanan, a lucky boy. But you can see it's frustration already for Kaya. And it's showing itself in some of these late challenges and some of these antics.
One thing we don't want to happen is if Kaya commits a foul and Davao stays down, bleeding a lot of those minutes and seconds from the extra time that they have. A little under 6 minutes.
Mardiano. Hinahanap si Daizo. Oh, maganda yung pagkabasa. Swinging it out wide. Komaki cutting in. He's going to get Park involved. And that one straight to Limbo. Lots of room for Dalapo to run. And this time,
He looks to the other side.
not rushing was Dalapo. Thought he was going to milk the clock there, but instead went for the early cross. Less than 5 to go. Ray. Soft touch. And that's into the hands of Dini Owatara, who has been very good at anticipating these crosses.
He's been a great figure in defense. Just saying that he's in control whenever the ball's in front of the goal.
And look at this. Instead of playing short or getting his team up, Owatara trying to find Dalapo, who was a little bit unready for that one. Safely back to the goalkeeper.
Davao getting all the seconds that they can get. Less than 4 minutes left to make something out of the situation.
Basindanan gets a soft touch. Limbo is onside. They've got good numbers here, Limbo. Rigi taking over. Getting past his man. Can he find a teammate? Chance here. It's a soft touch in the end. Didn't really get a hold of it.
Now Kaya has a chance to counter-attack.
Bedik. Oof. Great opportunity, a good find. And strangely enough, it's Akito Saito who found himself in the forward position.
Probably out of desperation, just throwing all the men that they could in transition.
He was well defended on that occasion, and Uriel Delapo might have run himself into the ground here. Cramps now for the winger. Ito yung chance kanina ng Davao. Rigi, so difficult to stop when he's one-on-one. Paulo Bugas just couldn't get it.
You know he's trying to go for that technique just a little bit late to hitting the ball. Celebration.
He's pumped up, and he should be. What a debut for Lucas Sergio Lopez Reyes. Alam nating maraming bagong addition na foreign players itong Davao Aguilas. They look great on paper, but you always have to see them in action to decide whether or not they are effective. And today, you have to say, ang ganda ng pagka-recruit ng mga players ng Davao.
And considering it's their first outing sa PFL, they played really well.
Bouncing around dangerously! Kaya with an equalizer! Unbelievable!
They've done the impossible.
Martini Ray celebrating the equalizer here, but he's all alone. All of his teammates want him to get back going.
They want another one. But what an equalizer. Capitalizing on that, loose ball in front of the goal. And Oatara just can't believe it.
Heartbreak for Davao.
He's been playing really well throughout this, but I don't think it's Oatara's mistake. It's just a scramble in front of the goal. But Kaya has been really relentless.
Ball bouncing out, and Martini Ray slots it in. As there was chaos inside the box. Davao now in attack. And that is a poor touch from Krenko.
Martini Ray proving that he's an impact sub in this game.
That was a real moment for Davao there. They had a 4-on-3. They did not take advantage. A crazy game here. Kaya on the attack. Is there time for one more? Diano launches
All the
it.
players are up.
Villarreal behind that. Delapo dispossessed. He's recovered, but he's giving it away. Martini Ray gets to it. Diano winning the header. And there's going to be a foul. Kaya with an opportunity to send numbers forward. As Diano took a hit to the face.
Probably the last opportunity or the last chance for attack in this game, as we've already passed the 9-minute extra time.
Rigi apologizing for the contact. Martini Ray, not sure if he was booked yet for taking off his shirt and celebrating like he won the game.
But again, what a moment for him. equalizing for Kaya in this crucial first match of the season.
And I believe his debut in the league for them. Oh, Atara out to collect, and he's collided rather heavily with Akito Saito. One thing is for sure, a lot of these players are going to stay in tomorrow with all the bruises and aches that they've gotten from this game.
Again, they're running from adrenaline. Kita mo yung depensa ng Davao kanina. They were throwing their bodies.
And there it is, the final whistle from Mick John Pineda. An unbelievable finish here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. The defending champions rescuing a point, with Davao Aguilas going in front in this second half. An incredible contest, Jed.
Wow. Just wow. It's probably heartbreak for Davao because it was in the final minutes that they could have won this game against the defending champions. Imagine that. A new team on paper. But, Kaya just was really relentless in the final minutes. They kept throwing bodies in front. Just kept on knocking on the door, and they finally got it in the last few minutes of extra time. Well, that's football for you.
Incredible, incredible indeed. And you hope that the goal scorer of Davao doesn't have a long-term injury. Otherwise, what a performance from Davao. What a performance from Kaya in recovering in time and showing that spirit to try to go on and actually win the game. But really, if this was just their first game of the season, we're in for quite a treat for the rest of the campaign.
Definitely, Jing, and that's what we all have to watch out for. So we encourage you all to, follow PFL, watch all the games, try to help grow Philippine football, and this is what you get.
Nick John Pineda getting some extra talking to from a gentleman off the bench, and he's been red carded on his way out. Wow. Wow. That's one way to get involved in a match, and he's not going to be involved for the next couple, it seems.
It's a straight red, so.
But Mick John, it's not an easy task at all to try to control these games, and you can see the level of intensity is extreme now here in the PFL. And for everybody who's watching, us here in the booth, everybody at home, everybody in the stands, that's got to be a source of excitement na siguro ito na yung magiging norm sa ating Philippines Football League moving forward.
Definitely, and it really just shows the passion and grit of all the players that no matter what, they are going after those balls. They want to win for the team. And so, yeah.
Martini Ray coming on as a substitute. 1 goal, 83% pass completion. That's one way to make an impact off of the bench. Fantastic stuff from the former Far Eastern University captain. But what a game, back and forth, different styles, different approaches, and we saw both of them pay off in their own way. So difficult to break down itong Davao Aguilas, and so dangerous on the counter. And if you make a mistake, they're so quick to pounce, and yan ang nakita natin dito sa ating laro. Kaya potent as usual, and you saw as the game wore on, the connections were there. They were starting to find their spaces, but when Yamazaki made a bad touch, look how quickly Davao turned that into a goal, and what a celebration from the boys. Everybody jumping on Gabriel, but the game wasn't finished. Coach Yu Hoshide putting on his substitutes, finding inspiration off the bench. Davao so close to making it 2. They weren't able to take advantage, and in the end, Kaya just kept knocking on the door. They kept knocking on the door, wave after wave of attack. And eventually, a mad scramble inside the box. And gave an opportunity here. Look at this. Martini Ray just slotting it in. And he was on fire there. Yun na nga, yung confirmation ng yellow card, but Do you think it's a fair result here, Jed, considering the performances of both teams?
I think both teams deserve the point at least. No, they've been playing all throughout the game with high intensity, playing their game continuously. They stuck to their tactics, and Davao got a point. Kaya salvaged a point. So from here on out, it's going to be exciting for PFL.
Both certainly teams to watch this season. And we have an opportunity to send it over pitch side with Andrea Indisho.
I am with our man of the match, Jerry Ray from Kaya Iloilo. Jerry, even though this game ended with a draw, most of the time you guys were down by a 1 goal. How did you guys bring out that never say die mentality?
First of all, syempre papasalamat ako sa coaches, sa mga teammate ko, syempre kay Lord na bigay sa akin ng opportunity tsaka ng trust. Siguro dahil lahat ng games namin international, medyo nahirapan kami. Nadala namin dito sa game, pero binigyan namin yung best namin, pinakita namin na kami yung defending champion. Saka yun siguro yung nagbigay sa amin ng extra push para makahabol. Sige.
At Jerry, meron bang sinabi si Coach during halftime na nag-boost pa sa inyo for the second half?
Sabi niya lang niya is talagang i-perform namin yung game na yung parang kaya way, and enjoy lang. So yun lang yung ginawa namin, nag-push lang kami, nag-enjoy, tsaka yun.
During the last few minutes ng match na ito, what was going through your mind?
Yun, I believe na lang na mayroong chance na may bibigay sa amin. It's either sa teammate ko, at kanino, or sa akin. So pag binigay, talagang i-finish. So yun yung nangyari na nagawa naman.
And that is what happened in this match. And thank you so much. Balik sa inyo, gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Andrea, and congratulations to Martini Ray for that contribution and man of the match. What a way to announce his arrival on the domestic stage here for Kaya. Incredible performance from him, and perhaps a reflection of the mindset and approach of Kaya and how they got back into this match. 55% possession for Kaya, which basically stood firm all throughout. But look at the shots. 12 on each side, 7 on target for Kaya, but not much of a difference. It was a very even game, and 22 fouls in total. It was a physical affair as well. 3 yellow cards, 1 red for Davao. That came after the final whistle, though, so not during the match. Perhaps Sherman Basindanan a bit lucky in the end, but incredible contest, and the numbers reflected just how tight it was. Jed, your final thoughts on this game?
Overall, incredible. It was intense from start to finish, and that just shows the quality of what Davao can produce with a new team. And Kaya continues to keep up with all their preparations, especially for international matches. And moving forward, Davao will try to go for higher spots. Kaya will try to retain and defend their championship. It's all depends on how this season will pan out.
If this was any indicator, we're in for a heck of a season, folks. So strap in and enjoy the Philippines Football League 2024. For my partner, Jed Diamante, pitch side reporter Andrea Indisho, director Koy Yupanko, my name is Jing Hamlang. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all soon. Good night.